The glittering facade of the global entertainment industry has always functioned as a magnificent, carefully orchestrated illusion designed to captivate millions while fiercely guarding its deepest mysteries. For generations, audiences around the world have consumed the art, the music, and the cinematic masterpieces of their favorite icons, completely unaware of the complex human realities operating just beneath the surface. We look at the dazzling red carpets, the polished promotional campaigns, and the pristine public images, believing we understand the people behind the art. But the truth is that the entertainment world is built on a delicate balance between public spectacle and deeply guarded private lives, where the boundaries of personal expression are constantly being challenged and rewritten. What happens when the rigid structures of celebrity culture begin to fracture, allowing the raw, unfiltered truth of human intimacy and creative rebellion to spill into the open? The history of modern celebrity is not merely a timeline of achievements and accolades, but rather a fascinating tapestry woven from untold encounters, hidden passions, and deliberate choices to shatter the conventions of the time. To truly comprehend the forces that drive our collective cultural imagination, we must look past the prepared statements and the strategic public relations maneuvers to explore the vulnerable, untamed histories that creators choose to reveal only when the weight of silence becomes too heavy to bear. This ongoing exploration into the secret chronicles of pop culture legends and Hollywood pioneers is more than just a peek behind the curtain, as it offers a profound look at how personal freedom and artistic identity intersect in the modern age. As we prepare to unravel a series of extraordinary long-hidden revelations from the lives of global superstars, legendary musicians, and cinematic icons, we invite you to become a permanent part of our storytelling journey. If you are captivated by these deep, highly detailed analytical reports that expose the authentic realities behind the world's biggest headlines, please take a brief moment right now to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing and turning on notifications, you ensure that you will never miss any of our upcoming investigative deep dives, comprehensive multi-part retrospectives, and exclusive cultural breakdowns. Your vital support enables our team to continue dedicating the immense time and research required to piece together these complex historical narratives, providing you with an unparalleled, scannable, and deeply immersive viewing experience that uncovers the human beings behind the legendary personas. The profound relationship between a creator's private experiences and the art they present to the world is rarely simple or direct, but rather a labyrinth of inspiration, trial, and the deliberate dismantling of societal taboos. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, certain singular figures have risen to prominence not merely due to their extraordinary talent, but because they possessed the rare courage to live completely on their own terms. Consequences be damned. These pioneers have consistently used their global platforms to challenge traditional notions of identity, romance, and creative autonomy, leaving an indelible imprint on the global cultural fabric that influences how we perceive relationships to this day. The remarkable accounts we are about to examine in the upcoming segments of our report reveal a powerful common thread, which is the relentless drive to embrace individuality within an industry that has historically demanded absolute conformity. From the highly classified, protective networks established during the golden age of classical cinema, to the spontaneous, deeply intimate breakthroughs that occur in contemporary recording studios, the desire to push past established boundaries remains the definitive hallmark of true genius. As we trace these separate yet deeply interconnected paths, we begin to see how the hidden vulnerabilities, private trials, and personal triumphs of these icons have directly paved the way for the unprecedented openness, fluidity, and authenticity we witness in the artistic community today. The historic evolution of mass media has naturally played a monumental role in how these intensely private narratives are preserved, shared, and ultimately interpreted by the public. In decades past, alternative lifestyles, fluid attractions, and unconventional interpersonal bonds were spoken of only in anxious, hushed tones, hidden safely away in exclusive private lounges or obscured behind heavily coded metaphorical language and biographical literature. The traditional gatekeepers of the entertainment industry maintained an iron grip on the narratives surrounding public figures, fiercely protecting the commercial viability of stars by enforcing strict adherence to conventional social expectations. In the contemporary media landscape, however, the balance of power has fundamentally shifted, as modern creators increasingly seize total control over their own histories, utilizing direct digital platforms, unvarnished memoirs, and fearless, unfiltered interviews to communicate directly with their audiences. This dramatic democratization of storytelling has effectively dismantled the old Hollywood machinery, allowing for a far more honest, complex, and beautifully multidimensional portrayal of fame and human desire. To fully appreciate the immense weight of the startling modern disclosures we are about to reveal, one must first understand the perilous environments navigated by earlier generations of performers who were forced to master the art of duplication, living double lives just to survive. As we stand on the precipice of revealing these historic secrets, the sheer scale of these cross-generational accounts becomes intensely apparent, highlighting an incredible shift from enforced secrecy to absolute, radical transparency. In the next chapter of our report, we will dive headfirst into the specific jaw-dropping testimonies that have redefined the boundaries of celebrity culture. Moving from the shocking bedroom confessions of the world's most dominant pop music royalty to the meticulously coordinated, highly intense behind-the-scenes realities of filming modern cinematic intimacy. We will explore how iconic rock anthems were secretly dedicated to the rawest aspects of human anatomy, how legendary pop stars completely ad-libbed their most explicitly passionate club hits from raw memory, and how legendary actors navigated the bizarre, technically demanding world of animatronic physical performance. The stories ahead span generations, linking the bold, boundary-pushing actresses of the 1930s with the fearless, chart-topping pop visionaries of the modern digital era. Each narrative serves as a testament to the fact that behind every piece of immortal art lies a real, unvarnished human experience that refuses to be contained by public relations expectations. Stay tuned as we prepare to fully open the vault, exposing the complex emotional, physical, and psychological realities of the cultural icons who changed the rules of engagement forever. The historical evolution of celebrity transparency is perfectly embodied by the Queen of Pop, Madonna, whose long and incredibly complex dating history has consistently shattered the conventional boundaries of Hollywood romance. While the public has spent decades obsessing over her high-profile relationships with iconic men, including the legendary neo-expressionist painter Jean-Michel Basquiat and the infamous Hollywood actor Warren Beatty, her private world has been equally defined by her connections with famous women. Back in the 1990s, an era dominated by intense media scrutiny and rigid social expectations, Madonna was closely linked to the prominent model Jenny Shimizu, who famously navigated the elite fashion and entertainment circles of the time while also dating actress Angelina Jolie. Decades later, in the groundbreaking documentary series titled In Vogue, the 90s, Shimizu shed new light on this highly secretive chapter of pop culture history, recalling the deeply intense and raw nature of their sexual relationship. According to Shimizu, their intimate encounters were defined by a unique power dynamic, operating essentially and entirely on Madonna's specific terms, illustrating how the music icon maintained absolute control over her personal narrative and private life even behind closed doors. This fierce commitment to absolute sexual autonomy and unvarnished honesty continues to define Madonna's public persona as she navigates the modern digital media landscape. While actively promoting her highly anticipated upcoming studio album, Confessions 2, the global superstar chose an entirely unconventional platform for an open and incredibly candid conversation about sex, sitting down for a revealing interview with the popular LGBTQS platform Grindr. During this unfiltered exchange, the pop icon unceremoniously dropped a series of wild secrets regarding her past encounters, shocking fans and commentators alike with her characteristic fearlessness. When pointedly asked by the interviewer to identify the absolute best lover she had ever experienced in her remarkably storied life, Madonna did not hesitate for a single second, instantly name-dropping the late political royalty John F. Kennedy Jr. This thrilling revelation sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, serving as a powerful reminder of her ability to bridge the worlds of pop counterculture and American aristocracy. Showcasing a life lived completely without apology or regard for traditional societal decorum, the legacy of such unapologetic sexual freedom within the upper echelons of entertainment is not unique to the music world, as evidenced by Hollywood legends who paved the way for future generations. On a memorable broadcast of The Oprah Winfrey Show back in 2011, the iconic Academy Award-winning actress Shirley MacLaine chose to get completely real about her extensive historical sexual adventures, stunning Oprah's studio audience in the most unforgettable and iconic way possible. MacLaine, with immense humor and absolute candor, proudly revealed to a visibly astonished Oprah that she had once engaged in sexual encounters with three entirely different people within the span of a single day. This spectacular revelation is particularly amusing to historians of Hollywood culture when considering that MacLaine's own biological brother is none other than Warren Beatty, a man who remains entirely infamous throughout the film industry for his incredibly wild, prolific, and legendary sexual history. MacLaine's open embrace of her own desires effectively mirrored the changing social dynamics of her generation, proving that the pursuit of pleasure and personal freedom was never exclusive to the leading men of classical cinema as the industry transitioned into the modern era. This tradition of absolute honesty regarding physical intimacy evolved from personal confessions into a deeply collaborative artistic process on contemporary film sets, while promoting the critically acclaimed historical drama film Ammonite. The legendary Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet shared detailed insights with The Hollywood Reporter regarding what it was precisely like to film an intensely intimate and highly publicized sex scene with her brilliant young co-star, Saoirse Ronan. Rather than relying blindly on the traditional, often detached direction of the production crew, Winslet revealed that she and Ronan took complete control of their physical performance, choreographing the entire sequence themselves to ensure absolute comfort and narrative authenticity. Winslet famously remarked that executing a deeply emotional and explicit scene on camera is definitely not like eating a sandwich, noting that their director was naturally experiencing an immense amount of nervousness regarding the handling of such delicate material. Demonstrating her veteran leadership on set, Winslet recounted telling the director to step back and let the two actors work it out entirely on their own terms, which they did with spectacular success. Kate Winslet went into extraordinary detail about how she and Saoirse Ronan meticulously planned out every single physical beat for this beautifully moving and narrative-shifting sex scene, ensuring that every movement served a profound emotional purpose. Winslet recalled the precise, business-like yet deeply intimate manner in which they structured the performance, mapping out the sequence step by step by deciding exactly how they would approach the kissing, the exposure of breasts, the moments of descending lower, and the physical transitions of climbing up across the set. By marking out the precise physical beats of the scene ahead of time, the two performers ensured they were deeply anchored in a shared, safe structure that directly supported the overarching cinematic narrative rather than exploiting the actors. In an extraordinary display of professional empathy and personal care, Winslet further revealed that she had purposefully and strategically moved the highly anticipated shooting day to coincide exactly with Ronan's 26th birthday. Winslet engineered this schedule change specifically so that her young co-star would walk away with a truly great, empowering memory in her professional film life, regardless of how challenging the scene played out, ensuring the entire creative experience remained completely equal, respectful, and balanced between the two women. This intense connection between raw physical reality and artistic creation frequently crosses over into the world of rock music, where intimate personal relationships serve as the direct, unfiltered fuel for immortal songs. The late legendary grunge pioneer Kurt Cobain famously penned Nirvana's hauntingly iconic hit record Heart-Shaped Box as a direct tribute to the specific anatomy of his controversial and equally famous wife, Courtney Love. Decades later, when the ethereal alternative pop star Lana Del Rey performed a highly stylized cover version of Heart-Shaped Box during a live concert show in 2012, Courtney Love took immediately to the digital sphere to clarify the track's origins. Utilizing her official Twitter account, Love sent a direct, blunt public message to Del Rey, explicitly spelling out the literal, anatomical meaning hidden right behind the beautifully surreal lyrics of the song. Love pointedly asked Del Rey if she truly understood that the masterpiece was written explicitly about her private parts, drawing a direct line to iconic lyrics about throwing down an umbilical noose so she could climb right back inside. Furthermore, Love revealed that she had actively contributed some of the specific, highly explicit lyrics regarding her own anatomy during the songwriting process, jokingly warning Del Rey to think about her specifically the next time she performed the track on a public stage. The unfiltered intersection of raw passion and artistic boundary pushing reached a spectacular crescendo when Lady Gaga made her highly anticipated debut in the acclaimed anthology series American Horror Story. Entering the dark, stylized world of the franchise's fifth season, subtitled Hotel, the global pop icon captured audiences with her immense grace, sharp intelligence, and most of all, a magnetic, dangerous sexual energy. In the third episode of that memorable season, Hollywood powerhouse Angela Bassett, playing the fierce Ramona Royale, and Gaga, portraying the immortal Countess, filmed an incredibly intense and beautifully stylized sex scene that left an indelible mark on television history. When prominent television host Meredith Vieira later asked Bassett about the precise reality of filming such intimate moments with a global music superstar, Bassett recalled the immense professional focus required on set, explaining that once an actor arrives on the stage, there is absolutely no room left for tentative behavior or hesitation. She noted that if you have committed to executing a specific bold action, you simply have to dive right into the work with absolute conviction. Bassett delightfully recounted that immediately after the director finally called a wrap on the intense sequence, Lady Gaga calmly walked off the set and jokingly declared to the stunned crew that she felt pregnant. Hilariously proclaiming that she was about to give birth to Angela Bassett's baby, this profound sense of fearless camaraderie and artistic trust was not an accident, but rather the result of a deliberate effort by Lady Gaga to foster a safe, expressive environment for her fellow performers before the cameras even started rolling. Angela Bassett recounted a legendary pre-production party that Lady Gaga threw specifically for the cast at her private residence before the demanding filming schedule for Hotel commenced. Bassett admitted to Meredith Vieira that after reading the highly explicit and intense script, she was feeling a significant amount of professional nervousness regarding the bold physical scenes required of her. Sensing this underlying tension, Gaga approached the legendary actress at the gathering, directly asking if she was feeling nervous about the upcoming production, to which Bassett immediately replied in the absolute affirmative. Gaga instantly comforted her co-star with a simple reassuring directive not to be afraid, immediately breaking the ice and establishing a deep bond of mutual respect that allowed both women to deliver completely uninhibited, groundbreaking performances on screen. This tradition of using personal gatherings and unrestricted celebrations as the ultimate catalyst for bold, sexually adventurous art is mirrored in the contemporary music landscape by visionary creators like Janelle Monáe. The celebrated artist has become entirely notorious within the entertainment industry for hosting incredibly vibrant, free-spirited, and sexually adventurous courtyard parties, which served as the primary, unfiltered inspiration for her critically acclaimed studio album, The Age of Pleasure. In a deeply revealing interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Monáe pulled back the curtain on these private, liberating events, disclosing that she maintains an extensive, meticulously detailed spreadsheet documenting between 50 and nearly 100 distinct personal experiences she has enjoyed during these gatherings. Monáe explained that she purposefully wears striking red lipstick to these celebrations as a brilliant visual marker of her desires, noting that if she experiences a mutual attraction with another woman or a compelling energy, and they decide to intimately engage with one another, the unmistakable evidence of that passionate encounter will be left behind in bright crimson. This theme of self-discovery and the exploration of identity through creative expression is further illustrated by pop sensation Billie Eilish, who boldly explored these themes in her music before experiencing them in her private reality. Eilish wrote her massive chart-topping hit record, Lunch, which explicitly describes a woman performing oral sex on another woman, long before she had actually experienced that specific physical intimacy in her own life. Speaking openly with Rolling Stone, Eilish revealed that she had composed the initial portions of the track prior to ever engaging in a physical relationship with a girl, finalizing the remainder of the composition only after her personal reality caught up with her artistic intuition. Eilish explained that while she had been deeply in love with women for her entire life, she had struggled to fully comprehend her own desires until a moment of profound clarity when she realized exactly what she wanted physically, translating that raw realization into an empowering global anthem of queer joy. The hidden histories of pop stars exploring their identities together behind closed doors stretch back decades, long before the modern era of total transparency. Mel B and Jerry Halliwell, famously known to the world as Scary Spice and Ginger Spice, frequently engaged in romantic and physical hookups during the height of their global dominance with the Spice Girls in the 1990s. During a highly publicized appearance on the television program Piers Morgan's Life Stories, Mel B casually revealed this long-rumored pop culture secret, explaining that the intimate encounters simply happened naturally, after which they would simply giggle and move forward with their demanding careers. Mel B acknowledged that Halliwell would likely feel an immense amount of frustration over this public disclosure, given her contemporary, highly polished image as a posh woman living in a country estate with her husband, but asserted with absolute certainty that their past romance was an undeniable historical fact. This critical drive for authentic, uncompromised representation of queer intimacy has increasingly become a priority for modern television productions. As seen in the breakthrough series Heated Rivalry, based on the celebrated Game Changers literary franchise. For audiences captivated by the intensely passionate, high-stakes relationship between the characters Shane, played by Hudson Williams, and Ilya, portrayed by Connor Story, the show has redefined the depiction of romance on screen. According to the show's dedicated intimacy coordinator, Chala Hunter, the profound impact of these explicit sequences relies entirely on a meticulous, highly thoughtful approach to production design and performer safety. Hunter revealed to Elle magazine that capturing accurate, dignified queer representation and unadulterated queer joy on screen without resorting to lazy cutaways or conservative implications was the absolute core mission of the production. She emphasized that the physical intimacy was not mere spectacle, but rather a vital, driving component of the complex emotional, physical, and psychological journey that these deeply layered characters undergo throughout the narrative. When it came to executing the highly explicit oral sex scenes between Williams and Story, Chala Hunter utilized a highly specialized kit of physical props, pasties, and advanced intimacy garments to maintain total realism while ensuring absolute physical comfort for the actors. Hunter explained that while the final edit on screen might convey an image of immense unvarnished physical passion, the reality of the performance was heavily reliant on precise physical anchors, where an actor might simply rest their forehead securely against a padded garment to create the perfect cinematic illusion of intimacy without crossing personal boundaries. This masterful combination of technical precision and artistic vulnerability mirrors the legendary history of music pioneers like Cyndi Lauper, whose legendary 1984 anthem Sheep Bop was secretly a radical exploration of female masturbation. Lauper revealed that a songwriter phoned her in the dead of night, urging her to tackle the taboo subject to ensure she would become the first female artist to boldly claim that cultural territory. To find the perfect, authentic inspiration for her lyrics, Lauper famously forced her creative partners to purchase explicit adult magazines from a local adult shop, demonstrating her total commitment to breaking down social barriers through the medium of pop music. The history of entertainment is filled with these legendary spontaneous breakthroughs. From David Duchovny ad-libbing hilariously explicit lines on the set of Sex and the City to the magnificent, unscripted creation of Beyoncé's immortal track Partition. Beyoncé famously revealed that she entered the recording studio with absolutely no written lyrics, choosing instead to completely ad-lib the entire track directly into the microphone the moment she heard the hypnotic, driving bass line. The global superstar explained that the raw energy of the track instantly transported her back to the early days of her relationship with her husband, utilizing the music to fearlessly express her adult fantasies and dismantle the societal expectation that women must abandon their sexual power after transitioning into motherhood. The same intense, often chaotic merging of real-life passion and cinematic creation defined the historical production of the 1977 film New York, New York, during which leading lady Liza Minnelli and legendary director Martin Scorsese engaged in a highly volatile, passionate affair that Minnelli recently detailed in her monumental memoir. Similarly, global superstar Jennifer Lopez and her co-star Ryan Guzman brought an unparalleled level of raw commitment to their famous, highly viewed sex scene in The Boy Next Door, executing the complex choreography without the aid of body doubles despite the immense embarrassment and physical intensity of the shoot. These extraordinary historical accounts, stretching all the way back to the legendary 1930s cinema of Marlene Dietrich, who boldly engineered the first lesbian kiss in American studio history in the film Morocco, and extending to the wild, collective youth of rock icons like Paul McCartney and John Lennon, remind us that the history of art is permanently bound to the history of human intimacy. By bravely stepping outside the boundaries of tradition, these icons have continuously challenged the world to embrace the full, unvarnished spectrum of human experience.